everyone and welcome to this special live stream. We got an amazing show today about Google Ad Manager and I'm super excited because our guest has never been in a live stream before as far as I know. Let me send her a request first. Hello Kate, thank you for joining
Hi,
us today.
how you guys doing?
Great, thank you. Kate runs a YouTube channel, okay, called Tutorials by Kate, where she explains how to get started with Google Ad Managers and how to use it. So instead of me showing you how to use Google Ad Managers, I thought about contacting the expert herself. So welcome again, Kate.
Thank you. Thanks
Okay,
for the
so can
invite.
you tell us, yeah, can you tell us more about yourself? How long have you been using Google Ad Manager, and what inspires you to start your YouTube channel?
Yeah, sure. How's my
Thank you.
audio? Is it okay? You can hear me
Yeah,
fine, right?
yeah,
Okay,
everything fine. Thank you.
nice. So, hi guys, my name is Kate, and I am the person behind the YouTube channel called Tutorials by Kate.
Yeah, face
Um,
reveal.
I know I'm based in the US, and I am a registered nurse, but I'm doing some ad optimization and managing ad operations on the side. I've been using Google Ad Manager for like 7 to 8 years now.
Okay.
And in the beginning, I just wanted to publish baking and cooking videos. But then after attending a lot of Google webinars about AdSense and Google Ad Manager, I noticed that when publishers ask a lot of questions, these questions are actually something that I know about. And I realized that maybe I can start discussing this on a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah.
So that's when I started publishing videos about ad ops,
Amazing,
Google Ad
amazing. You are
Manager.
you are doing great content, and I'm in love with it. So thank you. And it's the first time seeing some technical tutorials. I'm in love with technical tutorials. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have gathered some questions from our watchers. Okay, and I will really appreciate if you can help answer some of them.
Yeah, sure. Let's do
Okay,
it.
okay, okay. So the first question is, can you give us, please, an overview of Google Ad Manager and how it's different from AdSense?
Yeah. So a lot of publishers would confuse Ad Manager with AdSense, but they're totally different. Um,
Yeah.
Google Ad Manager is an ad server. It's a tool, while AdSense, on the other hand, is an ad network.
Yeah.
So basically, you just use Ad Manager to control how you would like to display your ads. When do you want it to be delivered or displayed, and who is your target audience? So it's
Okay.
like I have this tool, Ad Manager, to target the right audience at the right time, the right place, and whatever your intention is.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so the second question is, how can someone create a Google Ad Manager account?
Yeah, here's the funny thing, because recently we conducted a test, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
discussed this with you last time.
Yeah.
For as long as you have an active AdSense account, you can set up or create an ad manager account for free. But I noticed that two things happened during the test recently.
Yeah.
Either you should have some activity or traffic in your AdSense account, then you can set up ad manager,
Or in my
or
case,
no traffic at
yeah,
all. It's
no
fine
traffic. Yeah. Yeah.
for as long as it's about 28 years old since
Yeah.
activation.
Yeah, I said that in my previous live stream as well. I told them that we tested different cases, okay, and for me it's about the account age, and for Kate it's about getting traffic, even
Yeah,
it's not odd. Yeah, yeah,
that's
amazing.
true.
So okay, so since AdSense is required to get a GAM account, so do you have any tips how to get your website approved? Maybe.
Yeah, for AdSense, I'm telling you, I used to have a website with only 10 page views. Okay, only 10 page views, and I got it approved. So,
Nice.
in short, AdSense doesn't really care about your site traffic, but they really care about the quality of your site. So, I would maybe recommend publish unique content. and of
Okay.
value, provide value to your users. And I would, to be safe, just publish at least 30 articles to start.
Okay. 30
30.
articles. Okay.
And make sure your site is not protected by a login. It's easy to navigate around it. It should be live and accessible, meaning when the Google representatives maybe open it or access your site, they're able to navigate around it. No
Okay.
error 404 or whatever. And yeah, you have to be compliant with the Google policies. So you need to publish family-friendly content. Your site is not prone to accidental clicks, no copyright infringement violations, and like that. So
Okay. Thank you.
those are
Thank you.
some of the tips.
And the privacy policy page, the term of use page, there are some pages that are required on your website, right? If you are when you are creating a website,
Mhm.
I always tell my followers that they need to have a term of use page and a contact us page, and also yeah, a privacy policy page. Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay. So, okay, let's move to another question. Can we use any ad network in the Google Ad Manager, and does it need to be compatible with AdSense?
Yeah, I think the question is not necessarily about compatibility with AdSense. It's more of a question about whether they are compatible with Ad Manager. Because there are ad networks that would require for their tags to be hard coded into the site's HTML, but
Okay.
it won't work if you run their tags through Google Ad Manager. So,
Ah, okay.
one very specific example of this are um, the native ads like Taboola,
Yeah.
Outbrain, Rev Content. If you deploy their tags on Ad Manager, sometimes it doesn't display or doesn't work because
Okay.
it needs to be hard coded.
Okay.
So
Even with the custom codes when you are creating the ad units, even if we use it like that, Taboola won't work.
yeah, that's the thing. If you can implement some custom codes to make it work, it should
Yeah.
be fine. I know
Okay.
some publishers that were able to, you know, code their way around it, I would say. And but many of these ad networks can work with Ad Manager nowadays.
Okay.
If you're talking to them and you're trying to run their tags, they would specifically tell you whether their tag is compatible or not.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great to know that. So, do you have any examples of ad networks that you know that are compatible with the Google Ad Manager?
Yeah, I will mention maybe the
Yeah.
biggest ones in the
Since
ad
most
tech industry.
Okay. Since most of my watchers all know, yeah, just know about AdSense and maybe the ads from what you call it, Microsoft or Bing. I don't
Uh-huh.
what you call. Yeah, I forgot the name.
Is it
Media.net.
all media.net? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You can definitely look try to sign up with OpenX,
Okay.
Rubicon, Sonobi, Brightcom, Primis, AnyClip, Appnexus, Index Exchange, TripleLift, and PubMatic.
Okay.
Those
Okay.
are some of the biggest names in the ad tech industry nowadays.
Okay, I will try when trying to make this video on YouTube. I will try to add some logos of the company. So
Yeah, we
so
can add that in
yeah.
the description, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll provide them the
Thank
list. Yeah.
thank you, thank you. Okay, is there any limit or in terms of volume of impressions that we can serve in Google Ad Manager? The- if I
Yeah.
have a website with so much traffic, so am I allowed to use Google Ad Manager, or there is a limitation or something like that?
Yeah, there is a limitation.
Okay,
Overall, you are only allowed to serve up to 90 million impressions per month, non-video impressions. If it's video, it's only up to 400,000 impressions per month. But
okay,
once you exceed that limit,
yep.
Google will start restricting ad serving until you add your payment information in Google Ad Manager, because they will now start charging you except for the AdSense and Ad Exchange impressions. So even if you
Okay.
exceed that limit, for as long as you're only using AdSense or Ad Exchange, it's free, no problem.
Okay, okay. So that's why there are two types. The GAM, I guess, the GAM, Google Ad Manager, and Google Ad Manager 360, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so that's the difference. One is paid, one is free, right? Oh,
Correct. But
okay, okay,
GAM 360 is something else. You know, it has more sophisticated features. It supports more ad formats that are not available readily in a regular GAM account. It has a
okay.
higher level of reporting, and all the impressions are paid in GAM 360. So
Oh, everything
yeah,
is paid. All
yes, but I believe they're still not charging for Ad Exchange or AdSense. I need to reconfirm that. But
okay,
there is a 1 hour video webinar that they conducted explaining about the features of GAM 360
okay.
that I can also share you that link.
Thank
And
you. Okay.
you guys will appreciate like, oh wow, this is like sophisticated GAM or Google Ad Manager that, you know, we've never seen before.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, okay. So, another big question that I got asked with the from my watchers is about the invalid clicks. Okay,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
there are a lot of invalid clicks that make a problem for publishers. Okay, so with Google Ad Manager, uh, does it help prevent invalid or accidental clicks? I mean, is there any option to limit or stop the ads from serving when a bad traffic is detected or when someone click aggressively, maybe accidentally or intentional? Man.
That is a very good question. I mean, invalid clicks, invalid traffic.
Yeah.
So, you know, in PubGuru University, there is an in-depth tutorial that talks about this. I know
Okay,
you're gonna post that link.
yeah,
Um,
pub, good.
PubGuru
Okay,
University.
okay.
But if you're also using WordPress, there is a plugin called Advanced Ads.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they have this add-on which is called tracking. So the
Okay,
tracking add-on basically allows you to limit the number of clicks for that ad. So let's say, oh, I just want to limit the number of clicks for ad A to, let's say, 10 per
okay,
day. And once it reaches 10 clicks for that day, it will then expire or disable the ad unit. So in Ad Manager, there's also a way to do that. Let me go ahead and flip this
okay,
camera if I can show it to you. Right there. So if you go to the line item, you can actually change it to clicks like that.
okay.
And you can set the limit to maybe daily or lifetime and just say the number of maximum, like number of maximum clicks that you would
Is
accept
that
for that.
yeah? Is that per user or something?
This is per line item.
Ah, okay, for line
So,
item. Okay,
so once the line item has received that, you know, maximum number of clicks, then Google Ad Manager will stop serving the line item.
okay, good. That's a good
Um,
strategy. Yeah.
There are
To
also tips and
prevent
tricks to prevent accidental clicks, like you add more padding around your ad unit, um,
but
label your ads clearly.
yeah, but I'm more concerned about the reports from Google Ad Manager. In the reports, do they provide IP addresses or something like that that we can use to fill the form of invalid clicks by AdSense? Because when you have maybe some problem with AdSense or they suspend your account, they
Yeah,
ask you to avail it by filling a form, and in the form it asks you about the IP addresses that you suspect they may cause you this problem. So using Ad Manager, can we have some insights in the reports or something like that?
you can probably break down some metrics in there, but that is something I haven't explored. I just know that they have some filtering in place wherein you can see the percentage of bot traffic that they were able to filter out.
Okay.
And but in terms of very specific IP address, I don't think I was able to find that on Google Ad Manager yet.
Okay, okay.
Although I can get back to you on that.
Maybe Google Ad Manager 360, maybe because they have a Ah,
Probably.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, what I forgot about this question. Can we get a Google Ad Manager 360, or we need to get in touch with some kind of representative by Google or something like that?
You have to get in touch with them.
Did- Okay,
Yeah.
so there is no place where you can go and directly buy the.
Yeah, it's not the same as the regular Google Ad Manager that you can just go log in and you're
Yeah,
eligible. You're not
yeah.
eligible, right?
Okay,
With GAM 360, you really have to talk to their representative and they will give you a rate card. The rate card will tell you how much they will charge you depending on the volume of impressions that you serve
okay,
and all the other features that's available to you.
okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. That's
Or
unfortunate, but what you gonna do?
or
Yeah.
I would say or because there's another way. If you will partner with a Google certified publishing partner
Hmm.
that has access to GAM 360, then they are also able to onboard you in there and give you
Like,
access.
like, yeah,
When you search for Google certified publishing partners, you're gonna
yeah.
find the list in there.
Okay, okay, good.
Yeah.
I will look. Yeah, I will look it up. Okay. Now, these questions it's quite long, but I guess a lot of our watchers need to learn about it. So, can you give us a little explanation about the following tabs in the Ad Manager interface, like orders, line items? I have here creatives, native, delivery tools, ad units, mobile apps, key values, traffic forecast, network settings, protection. I'm
Okay, let's
sorry,
do
but
it. Let's do
yeah,
it one by
but it
one.
needs to, yeah, okay.
One by one. So orders first.
Oh, yeah,
The orders tab in Google Ad Manager is just the information on who is the advertiser. Like this is only for reporting purposes and it doesn't necessarily affect or impact ad serving.
okay,
Line items is where you specify the agreement with the ad network that you are trying to set up. So this is
okay,
the most powerful section in Google Ad Manager because in the line item is where you can control the schedule on when you want the ad to deliver, who is your target audience, your target
okay,
device, and set their order in your priority in the auction and everything else. So line
okay,
item is like your best friend when it comes to ad serving and ad optimization.
okay,
Creatives is the tag. This is now the code that is provided to you by the ad network or the one you
okay,
generated from AdSense.
okay,
But that facilitates the communication between Google Ad Manager and the ad network so they can fetch the ad and display it on your site.
okay.
Native. This native demand is only available from Ad Exchange as of now. So
Okay,
you need to have Ad Exchange linked with Google Ad Manager before you can serve this. But they call this programmatic native. This is an ad format where you can customize the look and feel of it so it matches your site. And yeah, you need ad exchange for that.
okay, but can't you use native as a code in the creative? If you get like a code from Taboola or something and you use it in
No,
the creative.
this one's different because it works programmatically, meaning it
Ah,
automatically pulls the demand from ad exchange.
okay,
And the way to enable it is you need to add the size programmatic native.
okay,
Delivery tools, that's your troubleshooting tool to debug ad serving in Google
okay,
Ad Manager.
okay,
Ad units, those are the ad spaces on the site where you intend to deliver, your ads, basically.
okay.
Mobile apps tab, that is helpful if you have a
But
mobile app
but
and you'd like.
for ad units, why we need to specify the size and specify it again in the creative, and why do we need twice? I don't get it.
That's a very good question. Yeah, because when you specify the size, you basically are telling ad manager, hey, these are the sizes that I just want to deliver. So if you don't specify your size there, you can just imagine if you serve a very long vertical ad in the middle of your content, that creates very weird space in there.
Okay.
So specifying the size is like, okay, um, how will this serve and how will this look like when it shows up on my site? Is it going to be appropriate there? Is it making the page weird or not? And at the same time, it's sending an information to the advertisers as well that, okay, so here are the available sizes I can bid on. So how much CPM are you willing to pay for this one? And
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
this is also the reason why sometimes we see why are some of the sizes are not performing well, and some are really
Yeah.
good. Like we're getting very high CPM for this one. This one is peanuts, But yeah, that's it. The
Okay.
sizes, basically.
Okay.
Some are just top performing and some are in demand, some are not.
Okay. Can you give us example of the best performing sizes? Maybe we can use them with. But
Yeah, definitely. Google has actually published a guide on top performing sizes, but top of mind right now, I can say 728 by 90, nine
okay.
seventy by 90, 970 by 250. On mobile, 320 by 480.
Okay.
That's a full screen size. 320 by 50, 300 by 250, and 336 by 280. Those are the Oh,
Thank you.
the vertical ads, I forgot. 300 by 600 and 160 by 600. Those
Yeah.
are the
Yeah.
top performing ones.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Well, yeah, you guys can use those sizes. If even if you are not using the ad, yeah, the gum, maybe you can
Mhm.
use it with ad. Maybe you just try it out. Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
again. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the mobile apps. About the mobile apps.
Yeah. For mobile app, you just add it there in Ad Manager. So you're able to target that as well when you create your line item. So you can say, okay, I just want to
For
target.
me, yeah, for me, when I went to mobile apps, I found some application from the AdMob I have in AdMob, and they automatically got uh, got the ads from there, and I don't know how. Even that
Mhm.
my AdSense account is not working at the moment. Is suspended a while ago, but still my ad manager is working, and they are still getting the tags from AdMob.
Mhm.
Maybe do you know something about this? I didn't. For me, I thought that if in AdSense account got suspended, you will lose access to your Google Ad Manager. But it's not. You can still use Google Ad Manager. Maybe for
Even if you don't have access to AdSense already, you can still use Ad Manager. Is
yeah.
that what you're saying?
No. For when you are creating a Google Ad Manager, you need
Mhm.
an approved Google AdSense account, okay? A working
Yeah.
Google AdSense account. But in case your Google AdSense account got suspended for like invalid clicks or something, you still have access to your Google Ad. Yeah,
Manager.
yeah.
Yes, that's true. Because
Okay,
once Ad Manager is set up, you
yeah.
can definitely keep using it even if your AdSense gets banned. The
Okay.
only limitation there is that you cannot run that banned AdSense account in that Ad Manager account anymore. So
So,
you can
so I
choose to run something else, a different AdSense account, which is in good standing, that is not banned yet.
Okay. So you can use multiple AdSense accounts in one GAM account.
Correct. By the
Okay.
book, by the book, Google doesn't recommend this setup when you run multiple AdSense accounts simultaneously,
Yeah.
but we have tested it in the past. And yes, you can definitely run multiple AdSense accounts. For example, if you want to A/B test, but Google is saying that this is not really a good idea because you're still getting the same set of advertisers,
Yeah.
right? What doesn't make sense. But if you are going to do an A/B test and maybe do a
Yeah.
different settings for AdSense A, different settings for AdSense B, and see which one performs better, you can definitely go ahead and try.
Okay. Do you need something in your account to do that? Because in your last video, I saw that you can't have multiple AdSense accounts in your GAM account.
Yes, you
You need to
can.
have that linked accounts tab, and not everyone have it.
Yeah, the linked accounts, that's
Yeah.
the main issue because it's not available anymore for, all publishers. You need to partner with a Google certified publishing partner in order to get that enabled.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one way to enable AdSense. Another way you can enable AdSense is to just stick AdSense in ad unit. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick here. So when you're creating an ad unit,
Okay.
you will see this checkbox here for AdSense,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So if you want that, or if you enable that, it's going to run the default AdSense in dynamic allocation.
Yeah.
And that's almost similar to the linked account
Ah.
when you
Okay.
set up an AdSense line item. So,
Okay.
but this one again, whatever AdSense account you used to sign up for Ad Manager, that's the AdSense account that will be activated here for that ad unit.
But how can you create the ad units? Because when you use the linked accounts in your
No,
GAM account, when you use it, you get your ad units imported automatically. Okay, but
yep.
yeah, how to get your ad units? Do you need to copy them manually or something?
Well, with this option here, we're using ad units or enabling it in your ad unit settings. You don't need to set up a line item anymore because it will run on the ad unit level.
Okay.
So, but if you choose to run it using a line item instead, then you
Yeah.
need linked account option, and then the line item type has to be AdSense.
Okay.
Then it can automatically pull your ad units from AdSense interface. So those are the two options you can run it. You don't need to have the linked accounts option just to run AdSense on dynamic
Yeah.
allocation. You can
Yeah.
definitely do this in ad unit settings by checking that box. Or you can run it as on a line item using a different line item type, maybe sponsorship, maybe price priority.
Yeah.
I have a tutorial on that on my YouTube channel, discussing about the different line item types if you want to
Yeah.
learn more.
I have tried with that. I don't have the linked accounts in my GAM account that I tried, and I used if I remember sponsorship. Yeah, and you
Yeah,
use the sponsor. Yeah, and it's worked. I copy the ad units from AdSense, and I use it as a custom code in the Google Ad Manager, and it's worked just fine. Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can definitely do that.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. We need to finish the other tabs. We stopped in the key values.
Oh,
Yeah,
the tabs. Key
yeah,
value. Okay, the key value pair, they call it KVP. It's like an ID or an identification card that you attach to your site pages. So then you can target them accordingly. So, for example, this is very helpful as well with invalid traffic or pages that you think would violate Google policies. You
okay,
can create a specific key value pair for that, deploy it on the site pages that violate Google policies, and then when you create your line items, exclude that KVP. So meaning, oh, I don't want to serve AdSense or Ad Exchange or Google Demand on these pages because they violate the policy. So you can choose in your line item targeting that exclude this key value.
okay.
So it's like I will attach this key value to this page, and then you can control the targeting, whether to include it or to exclude it. So that's one use of key values.
That's good.
Um,
That's good. Okay, I
this
will
this
try.
is
That. I will
Yeah,
try
this
that.
is
Thank
also
you.
helpful if you have a direct deal with an advertiser. And let's say, oh, we just want our ads to be displayed on sports pages. So then you can say, okay, I will create a KVP for you. I will deploy this on my sport page, and then I will only target that KVP. So
Okay.
that's the key value. Traffic forecast tab. Google will basically provide you a forecast on the volume of traffic that you can possibly deliver based on the historical data. So it is useful when you have direct buyers and you would like to know the potential amount of traffic that you can deliver based on their targeting criteria. So then you can use traffic forecast.
Okay.
Network settings. This is just
Yep.
the default settings in your Google Ad Manager account that you can override when needed.
Okay.
Protections tab.
Yeah.
This is if you want to block certain advertisers on your site. For example, there's an advertiser that is known to cause mobile redirects or pop-ups that you don't like on the site. Then you can block them here. You can also avoid competing advertisers from serving simultaneously on the same page. For example, Emirates versus Qatar Airways, you don't want them both to serve at the same time because they will compete. You can use protections for that.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's move to another question here. Can we use GAM to serve pop-up ads, push ads, in-page push ads, those type of ads? Can we use GAM for them?
As of now, using Google Demand for pop-up or push ads, I don't think you can, but there are third-party providers, ad networks that offer that ad format. Sometimes they are compatible with Google Ad Manager, but most of the time they will require you to hard code their tag on the site, meaning you can't deploy them using Google Ad Manager, but instead you have to put the tag straight to the HTML of the site. So, but yeah, definitely you can run it if they say it's compatible with Ad Manager. It will probably run on a 1-by-1 ad unit or an out-of-page ad unit. But they will specify the instruction and tell you, hey, we serve this ad format, and this is how you configure this on Ad Manager.
Okay, okay, thank you. Sorry, someone is calling. So I guess we have our final question, which is a common problem is about the AdSense ad serving has been limited. Okay, Google doesn't provide any details on how it's happened. Okay, so publishers usually have no clue. So what do you think about this AdSense limitation and using GAM can help prevent this maybe?
Yeah. So AdSense ad serving has been limited. That issue, there could be a lot of reasons, right? And Google doesn't really give you all the details about the violation or what was wrong, what went wrong, why is ad serving limited. The reason they limit the information given to you is so they prevent publishers from circumventing the system or playing the system. So, but in order to be safe, I would suggest, similar to what we talked about earlier about invalid clicks, only partner with genuine traffic sources. Do not try to pay users to click on your ads. I would also suggest to run an IVT, detection and suppression tool, because when you have that in place, AdSense will know that you're taking the issue seriously, and it's something that is not really intentional. Label your ads properly.
Can you repeat it? What is it exactly?
Any IVT detection and suppression tool. One of which I know is Traffic Cop.
Traffic Cop.
Yeah, or sometimes Cloudflare. I'm not sure if it's effective, but yeah, there are a lot of or white ops. That's also another thing.
Okay.
So if you have some invalid traffic detection and suppression tool in place, if you're trying to appeal to AdSense, and if AdSense knows that you have that, they know that, oh, this publisher is taking this issue seriously, and they're trying to prevent this from happening, and this is something they did not intentionally do in the first place. So it increases the chance to get your ads or get your account back.
Okay, but but some of the watchers only using arbitrage. I mean, buying traffic from Facebook, but they keep getting that issue from yeah. As I have told you before, we already have that plugin of mine that's solving us that that's
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah. But we don't know for how long we can keep it. So we really don't know. Buying traffic from Facebook. Facebook is a good source of traffic, but
Yeah.
you keep getting the limitation from AdSense.
I don't know about Facebook, to be honest. I have another publisher friend that
Okay.
recently reached out to me about the same issue. CPMs are dropping and he's getting a lot of revenue clawbacks because of invalid traffic. And his traffic comes mainly from Facebook as well. So
Okay.
it's like wondering what's happening here. I'm not sure. but but things you can really do here is how to protect your site. Focus on the things you can control here.
Okay.
Like get a tool that will protect your site from these bots. Um, Make sure your site is not prone to accidental clicks. You know, add a minimum height in your add some CSS, add a minimum height to avoid content jumping and layout shifting. Because
Okay.
if your site does that, like it tries to determine, oh, which size do I serve here, and it moves like that, and users click, click. So
Yeah.
yeah, and also make sure that you label it very clearly. Do not confuse your users. Which one is the content here? Which one is the ad here? Don't try to even do that. And you can add like a line there, maybe to distinguish. Oh, this is the ad here. This is the content here, and always comply to Google policies. So
Okay.
I think those are some of the things that I can recommend at this point to protect your account.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really
Yeah, you're
helpful. Okay,
welcome.
thank you. I guess maybe that's all. That's all the questions I got. Thank you for making time for us today and answering all the questions. Please, guys, make sure to follow her Instagram account and also subscribe to her YouTube channel,
Yeah,
which is
this is my YouTube
Tutorials
channel.
by Kate. Yeah, subscribe to Tutorials by Kate. I'm sure you will learn a lot. Okay, she's doing so much technical videos, which I really like. Make sure to subscribe to her channel.
Yeah, and PubGuru
Yeah.
University as well.
Okay. Okay. Here is
Yeah.
Pub. Okay. Pub Guru.
PubGuruUniversity.com.
Yeah. Which is it the webinar that you're talking about?
I'm pretty sure some of uh, the friends I have are there in that
Okay.
group. So yeah, hopefully they talk about this in there. So
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and also a comment if you want to ask anything. Make sure to go to her Instagram account and follow her, and also subscribe to her channel. Until another live stream, please stay safe. Thank you again. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night. Bye bye.
thank you so much. Bye
Thank you. Bye
guys.
bye. Bye bye.